Good afternoon there, people out in the world of the internet or YouTube, however you want to identify yourself as where you are out there. Cameron coming to you from Geelong in Victoria, Australia. And what I'm going to do today is another review on a guitar. I did one a few months ago on a cheap $100 acoustic electric guitar. And I said it is what it is, you know, cheap guitar, a cheap price. But you know, I suppose if you're in a bind for need of a guitar or a beginner or a learner, it was a reasonable product. Today I'm going to review what I'd call my more expensive guitar, or it's probably at the other end of the spectrum, and that is I'm going to do a review on my Fender Highway 1 Stratocaster guitar. You can see here, if you look at the headstock, that it is an actual Fender. You probably can't read the Made in USA bit. If you can't, take my word for it. USA, American built Fender guitars are the prize, you know, a lot of guitarists want. You know, so once you've got one of these, you think, well, I've got a guitar. Like Holdens and Fords in the motor world, there are Fender and Gibson guitars in the guitar world. There are a few other third party, or you know, like when it comes to politics, there's the minor parties. A few minor parties in guitars, although you wouldn't call Ibanez and ones like that minor parties. They're very good guitars. And in Australia, actually here they have Maton guitars. Beautiful, beautiful guitars, just as expensive, if not more, in certain instances than these Fender guitars. But this is a American made Fender Highway 1 Stratocaster, as I might have said earlier on, but I don't think I said the Highway 1 bit. Maybe I did. But anyway, first thing I've noticed with this guitar is when I bought it, I'd been playing cheap Squier versions of guitars, like this one here. Is not a, I'm not saying this one here. This one here, of course, is the American Fender, but I played a Stratocaster made by Squier, and Fender barely put their name on that particular one. It says Squier in the spaghetti writing on the head and the headstock. That one did, but it was Squier rather than Fender, although it said in tiny writing by Fender on it. But anyway, this is a step up, or quite a step up. One of the first things I noticed, and what I'll say right here, right now, is Stratocaster, probably the most copied design of electric guitar there is. I think you could tell just by looking at that you'd see this one, a guitar designed like this, around everywhere, regardless of the brand. Very common copied design. And of course, it's got the three knobs. Got the volume knob up the top, and then the two tone knobs down the bottom. And in regards to this particular guitar, the first thing I noticed when I bought it is that the two tone knobs actually do something. Now on this crummy amplifier I've got here, you probably can't notice that they actually are doing anything. I'm moving them when you take my word for it. You probably can't really hear it, but when I've bought other guitars, I've used those knobs, the tone knob, not the volume knob. Volume knob always works, but the tone knob, not to my hearing anyway, ever did anything. Whereas they do on these more expensive guitars, and I was blown away when I first plugged it into a amplifier. Actually, how not much nicer it sounded compared to the cheap copies of this design of guitar. Stratocasters, I generally, well, at least proper ones like this, I would not really associate for heavy metal. There'll be people out there who will correct me on that and say no, they are good for heavy metal, but I don't necessarily think so. I think they're more for rock and roll, or just sort of clean tone type music. They're better for. I play in the ensemble at church on a Sunday morning, and I just play rhythm guitar, play along the chords, you know, Hillsong music or Salvation Army tune book tunes, with the guitar part away. It's not that common. They're more like more contemporary, away from the brass band side of things, more contemporary songs which the brass band could play along to, but we use it with the ensemble with like a piano, guitar, and a couple of female singers and a male singer from time to time. I'm getting off track a bit here, but anyway, this guitar, as I say, would probably be more for rock and roll and less so for heavier music. I'd probably, associate using this for something like The Shadows, and a terrible rendition of the first few bars of Foot Tapper hit coming here, but I'll try. As I say, terrible, but I tried. I'm not so much of a lead player anyway, and I was using the rhythm pickup anyway. I hardly ever move this pickup selector switch. 5-position switch, which of course, you move it towards the bottom and it'll be for the lead pickup, and then in the middle, and of course there's the 2 interim positions for a mixture of, lead and middle, or middle and rhythm, and so on and so forth. But anyway, I was mainly using the rhythm pickup, as I'm a rhythm guitarist, as if anything, and so it's probably more as I say, it's not so much for I don't believe it's for heavier music. I've tried playing heavier music on it, and it just doesn't sound so good, to tell you the truth. It might be the crummy amplifier once again, but I don't think this type of guitar it's more for the older style rock, in my opinion. And I don't know so much if the Beatles ever played one of these. I'm sure they would have been somewhere along the line. I can't recall seeing photographs of them playing a Stratocaster. I think George Harrison, towards the end of their career, often played a Telecaster, also made by Fender, but I don't think that they ever played a Stratocaster. Although I could probably go through photos of the Beatles and see that they did. They've got 3 single coil pickups. I've sort of pointed those out before, but they're just single coil pickups, and for some reason Fender guitars or Stratocasters, or the Stratocaster design, often has the last pickup on an angle. I don't know why that is. If anyone wants to drop a comment in the comment section saying why that is, feel free to do so. Sometimes Fender, with a Stratocaster design guitar, will have a humbucker pickup, one of the double ones, in that position for the lead pickup. So I don't know the story behind that, but sort of, you'd probably still call that a Stratocaster. Or I think the Yamaha, whatever it was called, had that last pickup in that position. So I'll play rhythm guitar, a bit of Stand By Me. Of Stand By Me. It has a 1-6-4-5 chord progression in it. It's a good way to learn songs, actually. Learn chord progressions, and then you can find out, oh yeah, you want to try to work out the chords of a song. Maybe think of the way chords progress, different kinds of progressions. Have a close listen to the song, and you might be able to work out how to play it just by learning how chords sort of progress along in songs. I remember I taught myself that song just by simply thinking, well, I can clearly hear it's in A, and maybe the next chord he shifts to is a relative minor chord, and funnily enough it was, and then I just worked out the rest of the chords by ear, but then found out, you know, it's a 1, 6, 4, 5 progression. A lot of songs have a 12 bar blues progression as well, so if you want to learn songs, maybe look at chord progressions, and I think there's some books out there that will tell you, you know, oh, this song's got the certain chord progression or that chord progression. Anyway, I was sort of getting off track here, but I just thought to, you know, do a brief show off of this Fender Highway 1 Stratocaster. Feel free to drop comments in the comment section. Are you a Gibson man? Are you a Fender man? Or are you one of the other ones? Ibanez, Maton, Samick? What kind of guitars do you prefer? And if you want to nicely tell me that, you know, I've got some of the technical stuff wrong, let me know nicely, and that'd be great. But yeah, look, just for I'm not going to say this guitar is what it is, because you could probably say that if you wanted to, but I say this is a good guitar. I like this guitar, and had it about 13 years, and I probably, you looking through the video now, say, oh, he needs to clean this guitar or something, and yes I do. But anyway, just I will sign off now. Wish you all a good evening or good day, and or whenever you watch this, you know, good whatever. But for now, I will sign off, and as I say, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section with your opinion on guitars, or what you like, what you don't like, and I'm going to come towards the camera now. I'm not the most professional video maker, but I'll come and I'll stop the video. Thanks for watching.